Hello, gorgeous humans. Welcome to day two of Women of Impact, the free masterclass. How are you guys doing today? I am just in love with the feedback. I'm so excited for those of you who already jumped into magnetic media and the Business Builder Collective. This is the magic of it, and it's only going to get better. I have channeled some extra special things. So, all the abundance. So, how are you feeling? If you did catch yesterday's replay, do you have any breakthroughs, any ahas? Let me know. I had a few of you guys message me. I'm just going to double check that we are in the right group and that I can hear you guys. So that way I can talk to you guys today. We have such a powerful conversation today. And again, if you have to drop off, quiet that. If you have to hop off, there will be a replay. And there's one a replay on my YouTube channel as well. We got Rebecca in the house. Hello, Jenna Lee. Gorgeous Jenna. I love you. She's one of the most stunning people I've ever met. I like do Zoom calls with this lady and I'm like, how are you so pretty? Anyways, I love you. And Rebecca too. You're gorgeous. So, we are going to have such an awesome, awesome conversation. Oh, and tomorrow I'm going to be launching their branding for Magnetic Media. It's probably my favorite branding. I am elevating the branding and everything that I do. So, I'm really excited for you guys to see that as well. Okay, who else do you have? Hello, Rebecca. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, so welcome to day two, Women of Impact. Yesterday, we talked a lot about the energetics of passion, the energetics of really claiming our authority. We are the one, we are the chosen one because we say so. And we got to act in alignment with that. We talked about, what else did we talk about yesterday? Authority, passion, the art of influence, some other things. It was juicy, it was amazing. So, today, what I want to talk to you guys about is really creating offers. Like the first thing I want to start with is really getting the understanding of how to create offers in and marketing in the frequency of desire versus creating offers and marketing them in the frequency of need. This is also called pain point marketing. And now I'm going to tell you both work, but in the context of this masterclass, Woman of Impact, Woman of Influence, where we are not forcing anybody. We are not in the business of triggering people. It's all about magnetism. It's all about calling those who know they're meant for more and they rise. So there's a huge difference between marketing and frequency of pain point marketing need and desire. And I'm going to explain both and I'll give you guys some examples and then we're going to dive into some awesome stuff. Like I'm really excited for today's calls. It only gets better. So when I look on the online space, hello, Jamie's in the house. Hello, Jackie. Hello, hello, hello. So when we look on in the online space, a lot of people market in this need frequency in a lot of let's trigger people, let's make people feel bad, the pain point marketing. And in my industry of like self-development, the coaching industry, a lot of marketing and selling is this whole like something's wrong with you. You got to fix yourself. You need to fix yourself. Something's wrong with you. If you don't fix this, then impending doom. Like there's something wrong. And in my industry, of course, we need healers that work with people in trauma, and there's people who need deep healing, and there's people who need to rise from rock bottom and go through hard things and tough times. But there's so much of that in my industry. There's a lot of like, you got to fix yourself more than anything else. And yes, of course, we need this, but that's not the whole world. And if you're attracted to me, I know even though you've been through hard things, I've been through hard things, we've all been through hard things, not a lot of us are in this industry that really want to just continue to fix things. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with us. I think trauma is actually what helps us become the people we are right now doing this beautiful work. But not everybody is in the industry of wanting to fix things. There are people like you and I who really deeply desire evolution for passion's sake. They see life and their business like it's good. Like obviously things happen, we've been through things, it's good though. And it's like I want to go from good to great. We have this feeling of like ugh, like there's more. What else can we do? How much better can this life get? How much better can this business get? And we have a deep burning desire to go from good to greatness. We have this like I want to evolve. I want to constantly grow. I market and advertise since the beginning. I've never done pain point marketing. I don't do the whole triggering thing. I don't tell people there's something wrong with you, you need to fix yourself or else. I really truly have, since I started my business, marketed and advertised and wrote to people and spoke to people in the frequency of desire. And in the frequency of desire, it's to the woman who is like me, who's just like, I desire evolution for passion's sake. I desire to continue to want to make my life better, my social media better. I want to make my relationship better, my body better. I just want to continue to make it better. Hello, Ava. Thank you for tagging me today. I love you. Oh, yeah, by the way, so we're going to be doing the tuition draw on Sunday. I'm going to be giving away some freebies. I'm going to be giving away 80% off, 50% off. So if you still want to be in that, just make sure you're tagging me so I know. And then we have everything collected and we'll pick some people. It's going to be fun. So, because of the way that I attract in the frequency of desire, I do attract a lot of self-led, incredible women because they don't think there's something wrong with them. They've gone through things, they've had trauma, we have all had trauma, but they don't think that like there's something wrong with them and they need to fix themselves. They really are in this industry and they have businesses and they have lives because they're like, I desire more. And they're so self-led, and that's really truly my intention for the world is I really desire the kind of women that continue to want to grow and evolve so that they become the role models for everybody else. Because the greater you become as a human, as a leader, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as just a great woman who's always elevating her standards, like we naturally become role models for other people. And just by people being in our proximity, they want to raise their standards. It's just like being around you makes me want to become a better person. Being around you makes me want to elevate my life, my communication, my health. And that ultimately changes the world because we don't have that many role models. We really don't. And, you know, if we think about all the stuff that we watched growing up, it was like Disney princesses who got saved and kissed by a prince and got married, or they depicted really powerful women as like bad. You know, we didn't have a lot of powerful women who were just amazing mothers, amazing leaders who went after it. And they're all about that constant growth and betterment. So a lot of what's happening on the internet right now, a lot of people sell and market like in this, you need this, the whole pain point marketing. And there's nothing wrong with it if you use it. But I will say, it's landing less and less on people because a lot of you guys sound the same and it's a lot of blanket statements. And where I want to teach you guys in magnetic media in the sales program is the more precise you are with your points, the more you're going to make sales instead of these broad blanket statements like, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you sick and tired of being broke? You need this, buy this. Like you got pain. You hate this, so you got to buy this. You suck, so buy this. Like you suck, so you better hire me because you don't know what you're doing. Like that's a lot of what people are marketing out there. It's a lot of like, I'm gonna trigger you to make you feel bad about you so that you hire me versus what I believe in is like I'm going to speak to your desire. I'm going to use frequencies of alert, of mystery, and I'm going to empower you to want more for your life instead of triggering you to make you feel bad. I'm all about the empowerment. I want people to rise. I want it to be like their desire of their heart. Hello. And so pain point is a lot of making people feel bad about themselves. And I'm all about empowering and getting people all excited and speaking to their desire because we just constantly want to grow and evolve and get better. And so pain point marketing does work. It still works. That's why you see most of it on the online space. But I'm telling you, not as much because what I want to show you guys in magnetic media and the sales program that's going to be coming after. So if you do the business builder collective, you're going to be in everything business, sales, marketing, I got your back. We're going to be together for a few months and you're going to have opportunities to talk to me so we can look at your offers and all that. But like the more precision you have in the points that you're making, the more you're going to be speaking to your ideal buyer versus these a lot of blanket statement things that people are doing. We actually want more precision because blanket statements don't really work. I'm going to teach you how to do that. But this is the issue with pain point marketing. So for those of you who really desire self-led people who want it, they say yes, they do the work, they show up, they get the results. When you do a lot of pain point marketing, you will attract buyers that will constantly put pressure on you to like fix it fast. And they're going to hold you accountable that they better get results Because you say if you're sick and tired, you better come over this way. They're going to put a lot of pressure on you. They're going to hold you accountable because you made them feel bad. Now it's like, okay, you got me here. You better fix me. And the one thing that you guys know we cannot guarantee, even with products, no matter what service, is like you can't actually fully guarantee the results because even if you give someone the best solutions, you can't make a person do it. I used to be a personal trainer, trust me. I know, like you can't just make people do things. They gotta want it. It's gotta be a desire of their heart. And so a lot of people who get swayed with the pain point marketing because they get triggered, they feel bad, they also want you to carry them and mother them. And this is where I see a lot of female entrepreneurs get super, super burnt out because they're going to become very demanding. You didn't really activate the leader in them. But again, I'm not here to tell you what works. If you're here, I want to show you a new way because really the kind of businesses that I am, interested in helping women grow is the kind of businesses where we get to have it all, like, and we're not burnt out and we get to show up and serve people at 110%, but we're not burnt out and we get to have the beautiful relationships and family first and all that. So I really believe that you attract clients from a place of desire, from a place of allure and mystery. You're going to attract very self-led clients who do the work, who show up and get the results. And this is ultimately what we want. We want to have amazing relationships. I have the best relationship with my clients. Like I love every single one of them. They're amazing. They're very self-led. They do the work. They show up when they need things. They go, like it's beautiful. So, how do we call in clients and our ideal buyers with desire frequency versus let's trigger them and make people feel bad? So I want you to think of this in terms of energetics. This is the whole point of this masterclass is like when we're thinking about energetics, you can think about yourself. Like, how do you attract a woman? How do you attract a woman? And you can let me know in the comments what comes up to you. How do you attract a woman? You attract a woman through trust in yourself. You attract a woman through beauty. You attract a woman through high vibe experiences. You attract a woman with romance. You attract a woman through desire. You attract a woman through confidence. You attract a woman through integrity, through love, through feeling seen, through care. You attract a woman through romance. So, in the old paradigm, the hustle culture, where it's all about chase, 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 hustle, work hard, prove yourself to the woman. In our paradigm, it's all about allure. It's all about call me in with desire, with beauty, with romance, with love, with care until she can't get enough of you. I don't know about you, but when people online are trying to prove to me that they're amazing or they're chasing me in their DMs or they're trying to, trigger me to make me feel bad about myself with pain point marketing, I am not pulled to that. See you later. No, thank you. Goodbye. I am drawn to this new paradigm of like beautiful branding. Where is the passion? Because I know where there is a passionate business owner, there's going to be love, there's going to be care, there's going to be this feeling of us, there's going to be an extraordinary high vibe experiences in the service. I am drawn to the one who has the conviction, who has the confidence, and of course, because we do all need that balance of masculine and feminine energy, also the one that has integrity, the one that honors her word, the one that I know has staying power, because trust for a woman is very, very important. If you do not honor your word, I do not trust you. It's just the way we see men as well, right? Like, hey, you say you're going to come home at 9, you better come home at 9. Like, trust is everything, integrity is everything. So when we talked about passion yesterday, we talked about like care, the us frequency. That's the other thing we talked about yesterday. We talked about authority, like really claiming like I am the one, because when you claim your authority, I am the one. I have earned the right to teach this, to do this. That's what cultivates that confidence. That brings in the woman. That brings in that connection. So what else do women want? They want the trust and integrity. So I'm not going to start ripping about the importance of you got to show up for your business. Like you can't be like, I'm open from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but Sometimes I just don't show up for Tuesday. Sometimes I don't post on Thursday. No one knows when you're open. Like there is just no trust. There's no integrity. And then of course, like if you're saying, hey, I'm gonna be live today at 5 o'clock and you're not showing up, you don't honor your word, well, you can't attract the buyer, the woman, because she's like you don't honor your word. It's just the same way we feel about men. It's like you start breaking your word, you're losing the trust. So we need integrity, right? So this is the frequency that I do everything in. And so I don't market, you need this or else you're a loser. You're doomed forever. I like if you don't do Goddess Go, you're gonna be alone forever. You're just always gonna attract really like not self-led men. Have to be seen. Allure, mystery. Yes, I love those energetics. Um, you're always going to get stuck on you're gonna always get stuck on social media if you don't buy magnetic media. Like I don't post that way. I know how to bring precision in my brand points. I know how to play with the energetics of allure, of magnetism. All these things are going to be showing you in the program. And I post more of on my social media, and you'll notice I post more of like this is how life gets to be when you live by what I teach. It gets to be easy. You get to have a goddess bath in the middle of the day. You get to go out for lunch. You get to, take your time writing your copy. You get to have the highest quality of life. If I'm going to be talking about goddess code, like I will just show like you get to have this amazing relationship. Like 6 years of like bliss feels like honeymoon. You know how people tell you, oh, there's going to be fighting, you're not going to have that much sex, you're not going to feel attract. Like that does not exist. And it only keeps continuing to get better and better and better. We get to have that. My clients have that. So I show people like this is the life. This is what you get to have if you live by the things that I'm talking about, right? I have a crush on my man after 6 years, and I'm just like, oh, like, and so if you want to know how to do that, come steady with me. I play with a lot of frequencies of desire, of mystery, of allure, because that's what attracts the women and it attracts the men as well. Because both, when I'm saying masculine, feminine energy, both men and women have both energetics, right? And so there are posts where I constantly speak to the desire of my heart. If you're a fitness trainer, just think about this. So I'll give you an example. Hello, gorgeous Kristen. So if you are a fitness trainer, she said she can't get in live. Just a second, guys. I'm just gonna let in a couple people here. There we go. It happens. Yes. Okay. So if you are a fitness trainer, I'm gonna open this up again. Okay. So if you are a fitness trainer, you could use pain point marketing. Like, you need me because you're not disciplined and your health sucks. You could say things like, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Let's go. Like, hire me. Like, you could do that. Or you can get on the frequency of desire and call her in by, creating a reel, for instance, where you're like walking with the little black dress, feeling so good. And your tagline is like, it gets to feel this good. The best is yet to come. That is going to attract so many more clients than you making them feel bad. And by the way, I'll tell you something. Sharing the method doesn't work with people either. People are less likely to buy from you when you're like, and we're going to get you disciplined and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Like that actually doesn't pull people. It's more of the frequency of desire. Show me what life is like after I work with you. So it's like putting on the little red dress, little black dress, and it's like tagline, this feels so good. This is how you draw them in with desire, with allure, with mystery. And then, of course, behind the scenes, you're going to teach them all the things that they need to do. But leading with, I trigger you, make you feel bad. They already feel bad anyways. Why are we doing that? Pull them in with the desire. So I'm going to obviously show you different frequencies to do this in magnetic media, but I'm giving you an example here today. And if this lands and you start using it on your social media, you're going to start attracting incredible clients. And they're not going to be the ones like, tell me all the details. Just send me the link. I'm in, right? This is my edge, is like, it gets to be this easy. So we want people to watch and just, I want this. Send me the link. People buy, I'm telling you, people buy far more the things they want and desire than what they need. You will see people literally default on their rent to go buy the new iPhone because people love to buy, but they love to buy what they desire and want. They don't really want to buy what they need. So the woman Okay, like goes where there's beauty, goes where there's love, goes where there's the frequency of allure, of desire, of mystery. And of course, like, the more you create your media presence with like there's connection here, there's trust here, there's integrity, there's confidence in the way you speak and the way that you market, like it gets to be this easy. We overcomplicate it. So, as you can tell, you do need a balance of both masculine and feminine energetics. But a lot of it, I lead and craft my business through feminine energetics more than anything else. But I'm here right now. I said I was going to show up. This is masculine energy. I'm doing what I got to do. But after I'm done, I am leaning back, and you guys are coming in my DMs, asking me questions, asking me for links of magnetic media, the Business Builder Collective. Like, I lean back and trust, but I am doing something right now, but I'm also in a very feminine energy frequency too, because I'm in desire. But the masculine energy is also an important part of your business. Like, like I don't think you guys need to be told, have staying power. You got to show up because your social media, you got to really see it as this store. And so, yeah, you can take a couple of days off, but then you got to let people know, like, I am going to be, available Monday to Friday, and then I take weekends off, right? But if you're sometimes on, sometimes off, people don't know. And it's just kind of like, I don't know when this person's store is open, right? And we need that confidence. This is why yesterday's conversation about, claim your authority is so important. Like you got to really claim it so people can feel confidence. Like, why are we drawn to a man? We want a confident man. We do not want the man trying to prove himself. I remember once going on a date with someone and I was so turned off right away because he came in and literally like the way he like put down his car keys kind of like threw them, and like the way he did it was just like, look, I drive a Beamer. I'm like, okay, I don't care, right? Like, but this is the proving energy. This is what's happening on social media. People are either trying to trigger people into things, or they're trying to prove and trying to be peacocks and performative, and it's like not the self-led woman, that one that goes for the things that she desires. You got to bring her in with the confidence, with the allure, with the like you trust, you lean back, right? So I'll show you a lot of this because there's with social media, it gets to be fun. I'm going to show you different marketing campaigns, advertising, your sales copy. Like you're going to love magnetic media. If you've been feeling the pull, like now's the time to jump in. It's $388.88, and it's going to go up to 888, I think March 24th. So if you're feeling the pull, go. But we want the kind of business where they come get us, just like the men, right? If I was a single lady, there's no performing for me. I would literally show up all dressed in black and sitting there being myself, and I would magnetize the people in the same way I magnetize the clients into my business. Energetics are so magical. This is what I mean. Everybody wants to override the energetics, and then they're hustling and they're proving and they're acting like peacocks, or they're trying to like make people feel bad on the internet. And it's just like, why? And then you get people that are all pressuring you to fix them because you triggered them into your stuff. It's like, we don't want that. We want to constantly grow and scale, right? So the whole pushing and the chasing and the performing, so, yesterday we talked about the importance of doing things on your social media from a place of active service. If you're new to my world, I am very spiritual. I do believe in God. I do believe all in the universal laws. I live by them. And I really do believe that the more we go out into the world from a place of active service, not just me, trying to get money and be famous, God, universe cuts the paycheck, the universe, the law of compensation comes through because you're doing a good thing, you're impacting the world. And so the more you can start creating this us frequency on your social media, going live, talking to people, actually responding to comments, writing in a lot of we and us, like if you're creating that connection, again, what do women want? The connection, but so do men. So one of the fastest way and the most instant quick way to create connection and that true feeling of like I like this person, I really trust this person, I feel connected to them is through the power of our voice. So when I started to do live streams and podcasts, it skyrocketed the growth of my audience and my sales, and things started happening so fast. Anytime I work with a client and we finally get through the like fear of going live or getting on camera, doing stories, it's wild what starts to happen in their business. Their audience grows, the clients start buying, the connections, there's more people in their DMs. Yes, grow sale fun zone ahead. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Kristen. I'm so happy that you're in. Hello, Rebecca. Yes, me fitness trainer. So I'm happy you came in, Kristen. So the more that we are using a power of voice, and I'm telling you, and it's going to be the biggest edge. You're going to hear me say this a bunch of times. I keep saying it, like with AI, some people, and like my daughter Stella was telling me, she's like, there were a bunch of people at her school that were following this girl, and like they're obsessed with her, and then later on they found out she was AI. They're not even real. And so more and more, the more people's accounts are looking all artificial, everything's fake, and you're not willing to go live, people are going to just eventually think that you're not a real person. And how can you make connection with AI? No, so the more you are working on your courage to go on camera, do a story, go live, you're going to create so much connection. And the power of speaking is so important too, because I'm going to tell you something, guys. Every conversation you have with a person is usually a sales conversation. And so the better you are at speaking and you know how to influence people to go your way, as long as it's a good way, obviously, we're not talking about manipulating people, but everything is a sales conversation. Like if I'm feeling sexy and I want to have sexy time, someone's going to make a sale. It might be me or it might be Adam. It could be a yes or a no, right? Like if I'm trying to get my kids to bed, that's a sales conversation. Someone's going to win that conversation. So the power of speaking, even if you don't have a business, is so important. In your career, when you're going for a promotion, you're going for a bonus, you are presenting something, like the power of our voice is so, so powerful. And you know that I love to study psychology, right? So I study what I do, but when they study like people's like voice, like so I think I was reading something from Harvard, and they had all these studies, and they concluded that the truth is when a person can hear a person's voice rather than just reading their words, they actually have reported them to feel more competent, more thoughtful, more intelligent, and they said that they would rather hire them over seeing a written word, and they make better leaders. But it's true, right? Because if you can speak your own thoughts with conviction, that frequency connects. It's like there's so much energy in your voice versus just written form. And again, a lot of people are just hiring AI and a copywriter, I'm not against that, but like if that's what it is, like how do I know how you think? I want to hear you speak. But even studies are saying when people speak versus what they write, they sound more competent, intelligent, more thoughtful, and they're willing to hire them. And this is true though. And you know this is true. And there's such an instant connection in the voice. Like I love having voice notes in my DMs and people are asking me things and they're like, "Oh my God, you voice noted me." I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like just not I'm not even doing it because for you to hear my voice, but it's just like for me it's just effective and efficient than typing something out. And I don't like using it. I don't use ChatGPT, right? So I'm either going to write it all out or I'm just going to speak. I'm gonna like, "Hey, blah blah blah." And then they hear my voice and there's a connection because they're like, "This is a real person," and they care. Instant connection because there's so much energy in the voice, you know? And in this Harvard study, they were saying too, like even when you're being polarizing, so you're saying something, other people disagree, people are less likely to be mean to you and just tell you off when they're listening to you versus on a written post. Because when they're listening to you, there's like this is a real human feeling. This is like a real thinking, feeling human, so that there's more compassion. Versus if someone disagrees with what you're saying, they're going to really let you know and they're going to be trolling, right? So your voice has so much power. And it doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar business, whether you're selling a product or service, practice speaking, practice using the power of your voice. If you're a service provider, this is important. This is everything. You have to be able to pitch with voice. If you're a coach and mentor, this is even more important because I would never hire a mentor or coach if I didn't see them on a live stream. There's just no way. There's energy in post, but like I don't really know if you're real. I don't know if I'm gonna like your voice. I don't know like if it's your own thoughts. Like I need to hear people speak. More than ever, speaking through reels, through stories, live streams is so important, again, because of how fake everything's looking. If there is one thing that AI cannot do for a person is do a live stream. It's got to be you and it's got to be your voice. And when you do a live stream, just like I'm with you right here, I love your voice notes, Jenna. I know. I love yours too. I love you. See? But look at, I'm talking to you guys, right? When I go live stream, it's like, hi, Kristen. Hi, Jackie. I'm talking to you. I'm interacting with you. Like, think about how fast that collapses the connection versus if you have to read a bunch of posts. And a lot of people buy from me from just live streams. There's just like, yeah, you spoke, I felt your frequency because again, like I can exude conviction and passion. I care, I'm connected, right? So there's real connection. But if again, all of your energy, your mindset's all about, I do this to pay bills. Okay. I have this business just to pay for life. It's not going to work. But if you're like, I have a mission, I want to make impact on people's lives. I have this product and service. I have this opportunity that I know can change people's lives because it's changed my life. What will make you stand out and is not to use AI so much and be willing to be brave to go live streaming. Authenticity. Even like you're gonna start noticing something. I was gonna go do another photo shoot, and I will, but I'm doing more selfies again because I was like, wow, these really convert well. There's so many more messages on a selfie because again, it's a real person. And it was because it's getting so fake online. Like people are literally just AIing Louis Vuitton purses, all this stuff, jets, and it's just like it's not real. And so the more people are using AI, but then you're willing to snap a selfie, have your beautiful professional photos. I love them, right? But then you also are going live streaming and you're real and you're writing your own content from your heart. If you want to be a woman of impact, it has to come from your heart. You get to play around with photos of the AI. I'm not against it, guys, but if every single piece of your social media is AI from all your photos, all your videos, all of your text, are you a robot or a real person? Because I'm not sure. And a woman of impact, someone who's here to influence, you can't. You got to be real. And you got to speak and get on podcasts because that seriously changed my business too. And that's how we create connections. Listen, everything's about relationships. I know everybody wants to like, how do I get people in viral? But like viral just gets people walking through your store. They're not even interested in buy. What does that do for you? Nothing. But like real connections. Like yesterday I said, most of the internet is all about the frequency of look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And they constantly jump on the trends and jump on the trends. And then they go invisible because if everybody's doing a trend and everybody looks the same and everybody's frequency is look at me, look at me, look at me. The people who get paid, the people who move and impact people are the real ones. The ones that show up in their authenticity, in their passion, in their truth, and they speak about us. Let's do this together. Let's change the world. Let's elevate our family. Let's elevate everything in our life. It's not about, look at me. It's let me look at you. I want to get to know you. I want to connect with you. That's why, good morning, Angela. Hello, gorgeous, right? Let me see you. Let me talk to you. That's why I love live streams. I used to be so scared of live streams, trust me. Like no one would show up, but I'd be sweating. I was red. I'd forget what I was going to say. And then I forced myself to do a 30-day live stream challenge in my group at first, but it was a hot mess. But you get better. It's the only way we get better at anything is to just do it. So those willing to do live streams, you're going to stand out the most. You're going to see the more AI takes over everybody's account, you're going to be the one because people are going to start looking, where's the real people? And there's a lot of people now saying, I hate AI. Like, I don't know what is real. I don't like these like fake videos. So the more you're willing to go live stream, you're going to stand out. Mark my word, especially in the future. And then because you're willing to go live stream or be on a video, people can talk to you and you get to talk to them and you get to say, what's up? What's going on in your life? Let me talk to you. Let me see you. It's hyper speed relationship building. Live streams changed my life. I went from like $888 a month. Had this one client, that's what I was getting paid for 4 months. And then I started doing live streams and I went so fast to 10K and podcasts. That was another thing. But the way to get on podcasts is to do live streams because it's like you're not speaking. I'm not going to bring you on my podcast, right? So we want impact. We want quick connection. And that comes through doing live stream. That comes through doing reels where you're speaking, where people can see your face, feel your frequency, your voice. Yeah, it gets easier the more you do it. Absolutely. And if you ever need help with speaking, Jackie over here, this is like one of her favorite things in her business, and she's constantly showcasing speakers. She's incredible. You guys can connect with her. She's awesome. So for coaches, it is a must. I said this to you. I would never hire a mentor if I see him on a live stream. I want to feel your energy. I want to hear you speak. Even if you have a product, live streaming is important. You can show people, hey, behind the scenes, like people love behind the scenes. Look at this new product we have. You bring your passion, excited energy, that's going to sell. It's a game changer. So during COVID, I helped so many brick and mortar businesses continue to sell because they had to close their stores, so they couldn't have people coming in and browsing. So guess what we did? We started doing Shop with Me Live. We started doing live shops, and people would come up and they'd be like, this is this candle we have, this is this thing we have, this shirt, right? And you guys saw this happening a lot. And like some people quit, some people were like, pivot. Let's figure it out. Like that's the mentality of an entrepreneur. And it worked so well. They made so much money. And then they're eventually able to open, and it was like they didn't lose out. Like and first of all, like to be able to sell and pitch, and we're going to talk about that as well in sales, but through your power of your voice is extraordinary. And everything is a conversation about sales. Like you want a promotion, you want to get a deal somewhere, you want to convince your kid to go to bed. What restaurant we're going to, someone's going to make a sale. The person who is the most influential, who can speak, who can pitch. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, one of the most influential energetics besides passion is conviction. When you have a voice that carries conviction, movement and sales happen real fast. In the first session, we had talked about like really knowing our worth, the value of our work, the value what we bring in our product and service, because our self-worth determines our value and that determines our money and our impact. We have to claim our authority. We have to know our value. We have to say, I am the chosen one, and so be it. I'm going to act in accordance to that. So now I want to help you speak, pivot. Yes, I love you too. I want to help you speak in a way that exudes that. And of course, this is applicable to when you're writing posts as well. Conviction is really about us speaking about things and really standing behind what we're saying energetically. And this is hard because in a world of duality, you could be convicted in something and someone can come up on your page and be like, you're wrong. And you got to be okay with that. I stand fully convicted in what I'm saying on the internet. There is another frequency where people are just trying to speak and try to convince people. And people can tell. People can tell when people are speaking to convince people about their conviction versus like, I stand for this. This is the truth. This is it. People who are speaking and trying to convince people like that what they're saying is true are looking for validation, are looking for people to agree with them. And you'll see sometimes they'll start asking questions. What do you guys think? Don't be asking questions. When you're convicted, it's like, this is it. I stand with this. So there's conviction, the frequency of like, I stand so solid in what I'm talking about. I know the value of what I'm talking about. I claimed this authority. I earned it. This is my lived truth. And then versus what I see a lot on the internet is the frequency of like, I speak to convince you so you agree with me. And so then I feel like I matter. People who are on the frequency of conviction, again, I don't speak for you to agree with me. I really don't care. Like, I know my truth. I know what I've lived. But when you're speaking solid in your conviction, there is what do you guys think? You're not asking people questions. You don't care about the likes or the agreement. You're sharing your truth. Conviction is also not like you showing up and being like, I'm right and you're wrong. Like that's not it either. Like, and you need to agree with me. That's not it. It's simply like, I am so convicted in energetics. I believe in feminine energetics. I believe that I do what I got to do in masculine energy. And the more I lean back, the people are coming. And I know this is true. And I can talk about feminine energetics till I die because I've crafted this whole business this way. I even attracted Adam this way. There was no me chasing, pushing, convincing. It was energetics. I stand by it. And people can fight with me all day long. And I'm like, this is what I stand for. You have your truth, I have my truth, right? But this is what can happen sometimes in our voice, and when we're writing, is sometimes it changes because someone comes up and tells you you're wrong. And so this is why emotional intelligence is important, to know that we do live in a world where some people are like, the sky is red, Alina. I'm like, I think it's blue. It's red. It's blue. It's red. And you got to be okay with that. But there are people that are also just trying to convince people And that doesn't work. That doesn't feel like you really stand for what you're staying for. And one of the greatest way to sound convicted is that again, you really claim the authority. And that comes from I'm so convicted and what I'm talking about is because I live by it. I've seen the miracles that happen from leading your life through feminine energetics. I've seen the miracles that happen in my life. Like you can debate with me all day long, but I am so convicted. This is why the authority piece was so important. And you will find the things that you're the most convicted in are the things that you've lived through and the topics that you can just effortlessly speak about. When you're not solid in what you're talking about, you're a little worried. I don't know if this is going to be true, or you're fearing people are going to think, say that you're wrong, or you're trying to convince people, then there's a tone in your voice that changes. It's kind of wild what happens to our voice when we're afraid. There's a tone that changes, and people get this feeling of like, I don't think this person sounds so confident, right? Like if you have fears around speaking, if you even have a fear like I don't want my mother-in-law to watch, the conviction is not the same. So very true. Energetics, I'm seeing them for sure. Yeah. And it goes on deaf ears because there's no power in your voice. You're not solid in what you're talking about. So I always recommend like anytime you're going to go on a live stream or speak about something that you want to come in with conviction, speak about the things that you are living through, that you've lived through, that they're topics that are just so effortless for you to talk about. There's no like high pitched squeakiness that starts to happen because conviction is one of the most powerful energetics that moves people to listen to you. It captivates you. People join you, they buy from you. One of the things I hear often from my clients is like, I could never listen to someone for an hour and I could sit here listening for 2 hours straight. And I am going to be doing a speaking course, which you guys will get for the business builder as well, because there's so much power in this. But one thing that really helps so you can start practicing, I'm really going to empower you and activate you, get on camera, get on podcasts, start using your voice. And the way that you're going to sound super convicted and confident in what you're talking about is always be talking about things that are like that you could easily talk to your husband about. Like you're very like it's effortless for you. If you feel like, I don't know, like for me, it took me a long time to speak about money because it was like, I don't know yet. Like I wasn't super solid in it. I was doing a lot of awesome things, but I wasn't solid in it. So this could be you too. So when I started, I only spoke about topics I was really well versed in. I could talk to my friends about it. Like I said, it took a few years to talk about money with conviction. But the more you start practicing, like you will also, this is the thing you can do is you can practice with your friends, you can practice in your group, and just notice when you feel like it's almost like there's a constriction in your voice, in your throat chakra, or you feel like your power goes down. And notice where your power goes down and be like, okay, maybe I need to practice this a little bit more. What am I fearing? Because a lot of it is fear. It's like, oh, I'm afraid that I really believe in this, but most of the world doesn't. And so then your power goes down and your tone shifts. And that's where people get this like something weird. There's a wobble in the way you're speaking. And your tone matters so much. I could speak about the tone of a voice for like 3 hours straight because tone, especially when we're talking about conviction, it's so important. Do you know that a lower tone has more confidence and conviction? So it's weird. I've been noticing like over the last 7 years, like even my own voice is definitely like it's calmed down. It's more like grounded. It's deeper. My tone has really gotten down, more down, lower in the last few years. I used to be super high pitched, like super hello, like that used to be me, and I was really excited, but I was also really nervous. And now my tone has lowered a lot, and it's interesting because more people move with me a lot faster because of that. And so again, I was like, this is interesting. Let me do some psychological research on this because this is me, okay? I like to read the science and the spiritual, all the things. So when I was doing some studies about like tone of voice and how it's connected to, conviction and influence, I'm a nerd. They've studied this. So apparently, high pitch tones, they don't convey strength. Low pitch tones, like a lower tone, is correlated with conviction. People are deemed stronger, they're more deemed competent, more attractive, and apparently they're better leaders. And so then I started reading all this stuff about like how a lot of like politicians and a lot of leaders work with speech coaches to lower their voice of tone. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, she worked with a speaking coach to lower her tone. And the more she lowered her tone, the more influence she got. So, why are lower tone voices more influential, more convicted? Well, if you even think about this in a visual way, when people are really tense or up in their head, very, very self-conscious, their shoulders slump, they sometimes will cross their arms, and that actually affects the tone of your voice and affects how you sound. When you are very much in your head, very self-conscious and nervous, it actually physically constricts your throat. And then your tone changes to more high pitched. And that nervous feeling gives you that high pitched tone. I've seen them for sure. Energetics. So one of my favorite places that I first started practicing that I would encourage you guys to practice is your private Facebook groups. So this group here that you're in right now, this is where I would practice. And I made myself do a 30-day challenge, which was like, okay, I said I got to do it, I got to do it. And then I would just come and riff. It was like 3, 4 minutes. I think it was like a 30-day habit challenge or something like that. But it helped me lower my tone voice, help me become more confident to go live. And you'll notice when you're doing it in your group, you'll the people that are in there, you trust them more. You're gonna feel more grounded. You're gonna be more calm, especially if you think no one's watching, right? But ultimately, anything in life that we want to become good at, we have to practice. We got to practice, and you can't play if you can't fail. So that does happen. You got to be able to fail a little bit, but then you will get better. Your tone will lower. And this is so important in the sales pitches because when you sound like Mickey Mouse, people start worrying there's something wrong with your offer. They're like, what happened there? And this is a lot to do with money blocks. So if you are like pitching and you're about to say the price or your offer and you start sounding like Mickey Mouse and so 9.95 cents, like you're like that, it's a lot to do with, yes, you're nervous, but also there's probably money blocks. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I can receive this. What if it's too much? And that blocks the money. And this is where you might have to do money blocks or get a coach because you're blocking yourself in receiving. When you talk about your offers, you gotta speak with more lower tone voice, kind of slow down. But practice, practice, practice. This is the only way. I do have a hard time. I'm a really, really fast speaker, just naturally. Like I'm like blah, blah, blah. Like, for those of you who do human design, I'm a Manny Gen. So like most of the things I heard my whole life was slow down. You're so much, you're too much, you're too intense. Like slow down. Right. So it's a conscious thing because sometimes, especially when I'm channeling, I'm like blah, 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 like, and I just talk really fast. So I have to bring my consciousness in and be like, okay, slow down, ground your voice, right? But here's the most important thing. You practice, and then this is the second piece of this whole conviction thing. No matter if people are live with you or not, speak like people are watching. Because most people do watch on replay. Most of the buyers in my life watch on replay. Like most of us are building empires. We have kids, we're not glued to our phones. Yes, a lot of my clients are here, but also like a lot of them watch on replay. So most important is when you're on a live stream, when you're just doing like a reel or something like that, you gotta imagine people are watching you because you speak differently when people watch you. And why is this important? Because if I asked you to go walk, like people are watching you, you walk different. In the same sense, when people are watching, your ideal buyer watches you, the way you talk is like universe is different when you don't think people care. This is again an energetic thing. This is what messes up our speaking, our sales, because no one cares, no one watches. Like, so then you don't even try and you don't even do a good job. And it's just like, it's not your best. And for me, my reputation always has been like everything I do is good for me now and good for me later because people find my live streams later. There are people who will go on my YouTube channel and watch a masterclass from 3 years ago and be like, hey, is this offer still here? And they'll jump in. I'm like, no, but I got a different one coming. Okay, I'm in. And so everything you do has got to be like, people are watching, this matters, this is the best that I got, and it's good for me now and it's good for me later. Hello, Daria. I'm so happy you're here. The power is in the replay. It is. So you got to speak like people are watching, in the way that you walk when people are watching, in the way that you work out when they're watching. I actually do this as a fitness trainer, right? Because you know how people's like um, form gets really bad? Well, I'll be like, now imagine someone's watching you. Their form's excellent. I do it to myself sometimes. I'm like in my head, and then I'm like, oh my God, my form. But then I'm like, imagine people are watching me right now. And it's like, like, right? Like you care more. So this is the kind of mindset you got to bring to everything you're doing. Like people watch, there's power in the replay. And one of the most important things in creating influence on in your social media presence is also this. If you're going to speak on camera, actually anything you put on social media, if it's not valuable, if it's just, it's a trend, just going to show up for the algorithm, just going to talk about something just so that people know I'm here, don't do it. Because this is something we all forget. There are new people coming across your page for the very first time today. What is it that you want them to see, hear, and read? Do you want them to go on a live stream that you just did because you did it for the sake of it, just for you to talk about, well, my dog, he got scared and he got sprayed by the raccoon. Like, no one cares about that. If you do not have something of value, don't do it. What's the point? Because the person that's very new to your page today is going to click on that and be like, what? And that's the first and the last time you see them. We forget this. And a lot of times we've been in the business a long time because we're seeing people that are live with us that we know, we start speaking to them as well, which also makes the new people feel uncomfortable. But then again, we just speak to show up, to talk, and it goes on deaf ears. And then new people are like, this channel's crappy. See you later, right? So only post valuable things. And that includes your story. I'm not talking about like you need to do an educational post, like da da da. Like it all works, but it has to be valuable. And value means like, can you get someone to think differently? Can you get someone to see differently? Can you talk about a story so that they change the way they look at life? Like all of my live streams are valuable. You got to remember there are new people coming across your page. Remember this forever because the longer you're in business, you forget this. And so it's like, what do I want to say on this live stream that a new person's going to see? Do you want to just talk about random stuff? Oh, guys, I went to Aritzia and I bought this and that. Like, they're not going to come back. We want people to come back. And ultimately, what I desire for all of you is to build a kind of reputation on your social media that when you do a video, when you do a live stream, you had that kind of reputation like, oh, go listen to her because it's always so valuable. I have a reputation that if I go on a live stream, you're gonna watch it. All my clients watch my live stream. They watch all my master classes too because it's like I don't do this to like, hey, just showing up, guys. Here's my dog. Here's my new hairdo, whatever. Like, bye. Like value. Speaking comes with value. Otherwise, if you're just talking and chatting and doing random things and trends, it just goes on deaf ears. There's no impact. Remember, we're going for value, we're going for impact. This is what we want. And this is the only way that you get shared on other people's platforms. So again, everything I do is organic. And the number one thing that I'm doing at the end of my live stream is always like, if you feel like someone needs to hear this, share this, if it's valuable, please share. The power of one. One person shares, you tap into a huge network. I had a huge day once. It was like a 20K day because one lady listened to something and shared me with her network, and all of her people came in. It's like that, like magic. And I always believe in that. Like my money comes in waves. It's not the consistent thing. That entrepreneurship is waves, but we believe in miracles. We believe in magic. I believe in the power of one. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a bit too. But the only way that you're ever going to get shared on someone's platform, whether it's they share you to their page or you get invited on a summit or go into somebody's group, podcast, is when you are someone that only speaks value and you speak with conviction. You do not get invited and shared when you're just talking and talking about random things that have no value at all. And speaking on podcasts and speaking on other people's platforms that cross, networking is so powerful. It's one of the things that grew my audience real fast. I did a lot of podcasts back in the day. I used to do summits. When you are a woman of impact, you speak of value and you speak to either let me help you see the world a different way. I want to share you a story, guys, and something that happened. You want to share actual value, stories that empower, actual things that people can do today only. And then you will build this reputation of like, I love listening to her. When she's live, I want to listen to her. And I know that somebody can hear this because a lot of people that you're speaking to are not your ideal clients, but they're connected to your ideal clients. And so the more valuable you are, the more convicted you are, the more everything we've been talking about, people are going to be like, hey, this girl, you should connect with her. She'd be really good. And then things grow so fast. So speak only with value, speak with conviction. Speak to the power of one. If you speak for likes, you speak for trends, you speak with no point, no value, no conviction, no passion, you're just talking, you're going to build a reputation of like, don't waste your time with that one. It's a waste of time. And people are really busy. They don't want to be in a live stream just to whatever, talk about whatever. Women of impact speak value and we speak to move people. So the other piece of this is when you're speaking on a live stream or a video, you want to be moving people. If you this you hear me say this in every live stream, if you feel like this was valuable, if you feel like this resonated with you and you know someone needs to hear this, might love this, please share, please tag them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can move them to subscribe to something, move them to a group. But we're also speaking to move people, whether it's a free thing to share, to comment, or to something that they're gonna buy. And care about your free stuff. This is so important too. I care about every masterclass I do. I don't just waste your time. This is me buying your time. This is a sale if you're here. I remember when I first got into self-development, I wasn't a coach yet. So before 2019, I was just like going through my rock bottom, trying to get myself up, listening to Tony Robbins, Abraham Hicks, all the things. And then I would, see online people do things like they should call them webinars, right? Now people call them like master classes or summits. But back in the day, people did a lot of the Zoom webinars, and I would attend some. And gosh, I was so disappointed in those because they're like, you join this thing and we're going to teach you the 5 steps to making millions or whatever, right? And you're like, okay, and you're listening. And it's like 58 minutes later, like nothing. And at the end, they're like, now join this thing to get the 5 step. I'm like, oh, you hooked me. You talked to me about fluff. There was no value. What a waste of time. Please never do that to people. Don't, if you're going to do something for free, you make sure it's valuable, like it's a paid thing. Because most of my master classes, I repurpose them and people buy them and they love them. They go on my memberships, they go as pre-work, things like that. But don't waste people's time. You're burning bridges. It's like the first and last time. They come in cold, they leave in cold, they leave cold, you know? And you earn the right. So we're talking about earn the right. You earn the right to sell in your webinars, in your workshops, master classes, events, as long as what you spoke about was valuable, then you get to. But if you fluffed and then you sell, you brought in a cold audience and they leave as a cold audience. Don't do that. Have like higher standards and have integrity and only speak value. Like, come on. It's just like, in every business, you got to give samples. Products give out samples. Restaurants, when they're opening up a restaurant, they come have their family. Like everybody, like when you're beginning, this is when people always ask me if like, how do I get testimonials? You do free valuable things. I do free master classes to connect with you guys and ultimately so that hey, is Alina my right coach? Like if you like this, it's only going to get better in my paid stuff. But restaurants, product owners, like they give free things away so that they can get the testimonials and then people, if they like it, they come back. So that's also part of it, like letting people test your stuff and then making sure that the things that you're giving away for them to test, all your freebies, whether it's a product, a consultation, whatever, they're excellent. Like I used to do some consultations for a couple people that were really like, I really do need to talk to you. Most people that jump in my one-on-one, they just jump, but there are a couple people that I have given consultations. I'm not opposed to them. But they're always like, that consultation was more powerful than me spending the last 6 months with my coach, right? Because I'm like, I'm not just going to do a consultation and just leave you hanging. I'm also going to give you value because I'm like, there's more. I'm not worried about giving all my stuff away. I'm like, I'm tapped to the universe of abundance. More is going to come through. That's another thing to think about is if you're afraid, then you're also believing you're not going to get more ideas. You're not going to learn more, invest more. God's not going to supply you. And that's kind of where also things stop. But everything you do is to be valuable. So people share you, people recommend you. Because remember, even if someone finds you valuable, there are a bunch of you that you might be like, this isn't for me, but oh my gosh, I know my friend Sarah would love this. I'm going to tell her about it. And that's the thing. We're not just talking to people here today. I'm gonna leave an impact on you so then you can go word of mouth. But that only comes from you your best, and it better be valuable, and it better create some impact. That's the standard of a business that continues to grow organically and people share it. Last year in the Power of Influence, I started to record myself and practice the voice and record an audio. And now I can share with women. It feels so meaningful, pour in a podcast. I did it. Thank you for activating me. I'm so happy. I love that. Absolutely. This is the power. My brand is I do my best to impact you in a positive way. Even if I show up and I'm just telling you a story, there's something that's going to make you think differently. Otherwise, I'm not just like, hey, you haven't been live for a while. So I just want to say, hi, what's up? I got this new coat and, my dog is like, bleh. Like, no one cares about that. Don't do that. Keep your brand like this is a valuable brand. I'm going to impact you. So my intention is always impact in a positive way, whether I make you see something different, whether I make you think differently, whether I empower you to be brave, whether I empower you to raise the bar in your life. And then the second thing that's so important about all our live stream is we're moving people. Women of influence, women of impact, move people. And I'm not talking about CTA just to go by. You're saying things like, if you find this valuable, if you know someone that needs to hear this, share, tag, subscribe to this. Always moving them. Subscribe, share, like, comment, or move to a free thing, move to this group, or you can, of course, pitch and get them moving that way, but we always want them moving. So that's another really important piece. Move. It's crazy because we always get a little worried. I'm like, oh, I don't want to ask all this stuff. But the thing is like part of effortless sales is making it easy for people, and people don't always know what you want. So you tell them what you want. When you're a woman of impact, you're here for movement. Your social media is all about movement. So you got to ask, because sometimes people like your stuff, but then they actually need you to tell them to share it. Or they're just like, this was great, but they turn it off. But when you literally, because you're literally planting a seed by even saying, hey, if you know someone that would benefit from this live stream, share them. Then they're out about, and all of a sudden it pops in their head, hey, Sarah, I was like listening to this lady. You should check her out. She was talking about this. So this is really important. So you speak value and you move people and you remind people, you plant that little seed. Make sure if you know someone to let them know about this, to tag them. This is it. We're not just talking to people that are on the live stream in our audience. We're also going for reach. And it means moving people, reminding them. Because there are so many people that are like, oh, this is not for me, but I know somebody. And that is so beautiful. That's why I love everybody on my page, because you got your sharers, you got your clients, you got the people that just comment and love you, but they all work. It's a beautiful ecosystem, right? And we need people moving. And then, of course, buying as well, because sales is transformation. And I do not get offended when people are like, oh, you sell on Masterclass. It's supposed to be like a free thing. Yeah, I do, because I'm a business. And it's is not I'm doing this for the money. I know my offers are so great that it's going to impact your life in a great way, every single one of them. I believe in that. I'm so convicted in that. So I sell in master classes because your dream and your desire, the bridge is the sale. That's how we make it a reality. I am convicted in selling is service. Selling is service. Selling is not icky. Selling is service. Selling creates movement, and movement creates progression, creates transformation. You got to remember this always, because it's your whole blocks around being, it's icky, I shouldn't ask them, is why the money's not coming. Selling is service. Listen, the internet does not sleep. People are buying solutions and what they want every day, all day long, no matter what. The internet is, people are buying all day. Millions of dollars, billions of dollars are circulating all the time. Go to a mall today, people are buying. Doesn't matter what economy, people are constantly buying solutions and they're buying what they desire. The internet does not sleep. Selling is service. Take this belief on selling is service, selling is progression, selling is transformation. And I'm going to tell you something so that if you get in your head about people who get offended when you're selling something and they can't buy it and they say it's too much and and they make you feel bad about it. But the thing is, they love it. They just wish it was free, but it's not, and they get mad. But because of that, they still want it. It's just, it's not free. And so they hate it, but they still want it. Okay. And then the other piece I want to help you with, because I want you guys to be moving people and I want you guys to be selling, because what you have, I know all of you have beautiful services, opportunities that are going to change people's lives. You gotta love selling. We're only good at things when we love it, and selling is service. And so the people that also that you get so in your head about, like, oh, they're gonna hate that I'm selling. I feel like I'm a icky salesman, car salesman. The thing is, they're not your people, so who cares? And you got to focus on the people who love it. The whole point of your social media is to be moving people. And you can't move people, then your social media dies. That's why I created magnetic media, because it's like literally the whole thing. We're going to create it in a way that people are constantly moving. When your social media is influential and you understand marketing, advertising, different sales posts, different kind of posts to create to movement, and you know how to deliver precision points in very creative ways, like your influence alone will have people sell themselves. It's the whole part of magnetic media is like it becomes so influential, you don't even have to be good at selling. But I'm also going to have a sales program. I'm going to teach you that too. But I'm going to teach you all that in there. And you can do Business Builder Collective too, because it's going to have everything in there that you need. And I'm really proud of it. So I want to empower you to love selling, because the more you love selling, the more you're going to sell. It's like the more you love money, the more you make money. The more you love sex, the more you have sex. Like this is it. So we got to get this whole icky sales thing out of your system. Maybe you were in a lot of MLMs and they pushed you and you don't like it. We got to love it. Sales is transformation. Sales leads to movement, and movement leads to progression and transformation. Our selling literally moves people forward in their life. Do you know why there are a lot of people who are depressed and they feel so empty inside? Is because they don't move in their life. They don't invest in anything. They don't learn anymore. They don't try new things out. They're not evolving. When people are in their lives, stop investing, stop growing, stop moving, everything in life goes down. They feel so empty. We have to continue to grow, to move, to progress, to invest, to learn, so that our mind, spirit, bodies are like everything's constantly evolving. This is what the human soul wants more than anything. If there is no movement forward in your life, a person's life goes downhill. And so then I always think about that. Actually, I do a disservice to people if I'm not selling. When you have a product or an MLM opportunity, you're a coach, consultant, mentor, healer, trainer, everything you're doing is to help people progress in their life. This is a beautiful thing you are selling. You're helping people progress in their life. This is going to impact them in a great way. Selling is movement. And the number one thing required for transformation and progression is movement. When you're selling, you're helping people progress forward. And then, of course, you're helping your business evolve. And so that you can have more opportunities to do more greater things and provide greater services. It's a beautiful thing to sell and love selling. The more you love it, the more you're going to do it, the more money's going to come in. And most people, you'll notice, as soon as they're done school and they get the education they have for their career, they stop learning, they stop evolving, and everything spirals down. They get depressed, they feel empty. I see this all the time. Isn't it a wonder that why are all the self-development people that are investing, doing things, are the happiest, most magnetic people? Because they're learning, they're growing, they're evolving. Like that's what the human spirit wants. Our selling, your mentorship, your opportunities, your product, you're being your personal trainer, you're helping people progress. You gotta own that. That is so beautiful. I don't speak to people if I don't speak to people, if I don't sell, I can't help people progress. It's like a disservice. You are the answer to someone's prayer. If you've been sitting on an idea right now too to create something, your creation is someone's prayer. Create it, sell it, market it on social media. Let's go. This is the era of online influence. The internet is buying all day long solutions and desires. And it's good for people and it's good for the world. When you have something that's good for people, it's good for the world, you got to get behind, like, God's got my back. Yeah, God's going to fund this mission. The universe is going to fund my mission. When it's an act of service, you will be funded because you are helping humanity progress. And the law of compensation is real. When you are helping people positively progress in their life, you got to trust God's got my back. The universe provides the God, the universe funds this whole mission. I trust because everything I'm doing is from an act of service. I care. I'm going to impact people. That's the kind of conviction you need in your sales. And when you have influence and you speak with compassion and passion and conviction, everything's us frequency. You really truly care about people. You talk to people with respect. Even the ones that don't buy, you treat them all the same. Eventually, there's a yes and a yes and a yes, and it makes them say yes. If you're here watching this masterclass for free, like I've sold your time and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I see you. And you, if you move anywhere else, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'm proud of that. You're progressing, you're learning something. There's no way you're going to walk away from this feeling empty. I don't believe in that. The whole point of everything I do and the whole point of everything you're doing with your social media, even with your free things, is to move people, is to get them a solution, is to get them to their desire. It's transformation, it's progression. I have PTSD from MLMs. Yes, me too. But now we see it in this angle. It's progression. Rebecca's an amazing trainer. You guys should follow her. She's incredible. And she's helping people progress. Rebecca, you got to love selling. Selling is service. It's progressing people. This is beautiful. I love selling. I love it. The more you love something, the more you're going to do it, the more it's going to come to you. So you really got to also see the value of what you're selling. Like this is why I started the first call with this is like this is valuable and I see the value in me. I have gifts, I have talents, I see things. I'm meant to respond, but too many times we're thinking about the old PTSD from the MLMs or the sneaky car sales guy trying to make money. That is not us. Get that out of your mind. We are women of impact. Our intention is always about creating positive impact in people's lives. And the byproduct like wealth, spiritual fulfillment, like real fulfillment and material wealth, like exponential, it comes from the byproduct of how you impact people's lives. And it's 111. God is like, yes, this is true. It's the byproduct of the impact you make on people's lives. So if you know you have something good, it's like own it. If you can't move people, and this is like your issue with social media, and this is why I created magnetic media. If you have a hard time even getting people to message you in your DM, on your stories, to free things, and no one's really buying, like I want to teach you how to get your social media presence in a place of influence so people are moving. They're liking, they're tagging, they're sharing, they're subscribing, they're joining things. We're starting April 8th and we're going to talk about branding. I have your back. I have like everything from stories to reels to different kinds of posts to when to sell, when to build up, allure, all of that stuff. We're going to have so much fun. And if you have a sales issue in particular, that's another program with the mastermind. The Business Builder Collective is $1,111. You get it all. It's like half off right now. And there's going to be a speaking course in there as well. I think it's so important. So let's talk about the last thing I want to talk to you about. So we talked about connection. And so this is a really powerful thing to think about. So to connect with many people, the goal is to connect with one. To connect with many people, you connect with one. So charisma is all about connection. And so the power of speaking and the writing and power of speaking to one, writing to one person, your ideal buyer connects you to many, many people. So in every post that I do, in every live stream I do, masterclass I host, all I do is I think about the one person. Like if one person is changed by this, I am so happy. If one person today feels different in their body, I did something good today. And if every masterclass I do, one person rises and is like, I am ready to take things to the next level and does the big bold thing, my business changes. So I focus on one person at a time, one connection at a time. One person gets impacted by this and then eventually moves with me. Then every single day there's someone moving. And that's what I focus on. This is why I've never been like, I want a viral account. I want a viral post. What does that do? Viral. Like, so you got 100,000 people that just come to your page that are not your ideal buyers. What does that do? Again, remember what I said? Like, just imagine you have a store. You just want 1,000 people walking through your store that don't want to buy anything. They're just making a mess and bugging you. And like, no, I'd rather have one person come to my store and actually buy and connect with me than thousands and thousands of people, foot traffic. It's not what we're going for. The power of one. And this is like a mindset thing. It's an energetic thing and a mindset thing. Like always telling yourself when you write a post, the one, my ideal one, like the version of me, like the one that's a few steps behind me. Like I know if I speak to this one person, like they're gonna land this, it's gonna change their life. Like I just think about the one. And numbers don't convert to buyers. Speaking to one, really truly connecting with one, knowing how to like land your brand point with precision is going to create movement. And imagine you have one person moving with you every single day. What would happen to your business versus I want thousands of thousands of followers. Who are these followers? That's not what's going to convert to buyers, you know? And we want precision. And I want to teach you that in the sales program, like precision with brand points, because a lot of you, what I'm seeing is blanket statements. They're all sounding the same. And that does not speak to the power of one. I'm going to show you how to do this. But for the context of this masterclass, because we're speaking about influence, we're speaking about energetics, you got to remember when you're on a live stream, you can look yourself in the eye. If you're on a Zoom, find one person to connect with. They even say this when you're speaking up on stage, find one person. Like Tony Robbins, I remember like when I went to his first seminar, he was like looking at me. I'm like, he's looking at me. But that's what they do because it creates connection. You connect with one, you connect with many. And so when you connect with people and you speak to one person, you're creating a hyperspeed relationship. Someone who knows in their soul, like this is how I speak to the one who knows in their soul they're meant for more. They're done with their 9 to 5 soul sucking job. They're meant to do greater things. They have something to share with the world. They are brave and they're waiting to do it. It's like I speak to that one. I speak to their genius. I speak to your potential. I speak to you. I speak to their desire. I speak to your spirit. I speak to your power. In every space I am in, this is what I believe. And this is a beautiful belief to take on. In every space you're in, there's one person that's exactly like you. Speak to her power, ignite her in the way that you were ignited. My favorite belief is also this and this attracts my online clients. If I exist, they exist. I was willing to be brave. I had so much debt, but then Visa still believed in me. So I took those resources because Visa believed in me and I invested in a wallet. I know that and I do attract so many brave people and I attract people that come from all walks of life, but I attract a lot of brave people because if I exist, they exist. If I'm willing to be brave, I know I attract brave people. If I say this to yourself all the time, if I exist, they exist. I'm going to speak to the one today, and I'm going to speak to their power. I'm going to speak to their courage. I'm going to speak to their potentiality. Like, you show me a room of everybody doing the same thing, stuck in their fears, playing small. I will go in that room and I will show you the one person that's exactly like me, the one who defies the odds, the one that's meant for more, the one that rises no matter what. When people are like, no one's spending. Not my people. No one's watching now. The world is like, not my people. Like, you're speaking to the wrong people. I'm speaking to my people because I'm not distracted. Do I know what's going on in the world? Absolutely. And I'm still speaking to my one. I'm still making sales and I'm still moving people because I speak to the people that are like me. If I exist, they exist. You know, you could tell me people aren't moving, people aren't investing, and I'll show you in every space people are. It's so much to do with your beliefs. What do you believe in? Are you speaking to the majority of the room, or are you like, my one person's in this room, this unique unicorn person that defies the odds is probably going to do 10x more than all of these people? Show me 100 people who can't, and I'll show you the one that defies the odds, that rises and does 10x more than everybody else. There's always the one in every single room. And if you're a brave person who rises, and you are activated, you're going to activate that in other people. And by one, I mean many, because there's more of us than like that. But I speak to the one, I speak to you. Listen, all of us are deserving of having anything we've ever wanted. We're all deserving, but we're not all believing. We're all deserving, but we're all not seeing ourselves as this miracle that we are. We are all deserving, but we're all not doing our best with what we have in this life. We are all deserving. But a lot of us are stuck in the illusion of fear. We're trapped by the ego. We're just surrounded with people doing the bare minimum. And so then we calibrate to that and we forget our power that we're here to be greater than we've ever been, that we have magic dwelling within us, God dwelling within us. The universe has our back. We're made of the same magic and stardust. We're all deserving, but we're all not willing to be brave. We're not all believing and doing the greatest thing we can with what we have. We deserve anything, but we just forget our power. We're not believing in our power. So I talk to the one, the one who is like me, the one who believes, defies the odds, who makes moves, and we create magic. If I speak to your power, I speak to your desire, I speak to your potential, your genius, your soul calling, and I wake that up and it gets activated, you're going to be in my DMs. Two of you were in my DMs yesterday that joined Magnetic Media. Just like, you spoke to me, send me the link because I spoke to you and you felt it and we moved. And some of you might move later and that's okay too. But like, I know the power of speaking to one. Listen, I always want to say this to every single human I meet. Like, we're all created equal. Okay. Yes, we have different circumstances, but your circumstances define you, and they definitely were created by you, anyways. But we have everything inside of us to do what we would desire to do in this lifetime. But some of us, we just don't know how to use the tools that we all have. When you realize you have tools, you'll be in my DM saying, Alina, teach me how to use those tools because you have tools. You have both masculine energy, you have feminine energy. And so you have, if I teach you, it's like, come ask me, Alina, how do I use my heart? How do I use my energy to magnetize the people and the money and the opportunities? Alina, how do I use my heart? How do I use my heart to magnetize the things that I want? How do I tap into the universal laws so that I can magnetize everything I ever wanted? Teach me to use my heart. Teach me to use my mind so I can magnetize the things that I want. Teach me to use my voice so I can magnetize the things that I want. Alina, teach me to use my body, my energetics to magnetize the things I want. Alina, teach me to use my sight, my imagination to magnetize the things that I want. That's all you need is to be taught how to use the tools. We all have been given equal power. Yes, we have different gifts. We have equal power. We're all given the tools to create anything in our life. We have the power of our imagination, the power of our mind. We have the masculine and feminine energy dwelling within us. We're backed by the universe, the source, the universal laws. We have the power of our voice, the power of our body, the power of our heart to magnetize everything we ever wanted. I did not have any resources. I had Visa, okay? But even if I didn't have Visa, before I could invest in anybody, I was already using my mind, my heart, my soul, my gratitude, connecting to the spiritual laws. Like, we have all the tools. We just don't always know how to use them. You know, your spirit chose your human body, but the human body has everything you've ever needed to magnetize the things you want. You just need to learn how to use the tools correctly. Because I had debt. I didn't have a nice brand. I did not have a huge audience, but I used the power of my heart, passion, my energetics, my mind, my masculine energy to show up, to practice. I use the power of my voice, the power of my imagination. And then we have this other tool that all of us have because you're here is social media is free. It's connected to billions of people around the world. We have everything we ever needed. We just don't know how to use the tools. And so I want to help you to use the tools because you get to have everything you've ever wanted. You just got to use your tools. So whether you do magnetic media or you do the business builder collective, like if you walk away and this is it for you, remember the power of all the tools you have: your mind, your voice, your energetics, your discipline, your voice, your heart, your connection, your passion. You can magnetize a lot in your life. I am so convicted with energetics, it's not even funny. I can sell secret offers where everybody else is like, you need to tell people what it is, and you need to like get on a sales call and you need to email them 100 times. I don't do any of that. People actually don't need details. They just feel the frequency and the energy, and they're like, I'm in. Because I use the tools. I use my mind. I use my voice. I use my imagination. I use my magic, my energy to pull the people that are meant for me. And it's all from an act of service. So God's like, fund the mission, cut the paychecks, the universe. Like, there's nothing wrong with anybody. You have all of these tools at your fingertips, and you literally have social media that is free. You don't need a long email list. They told me that too. You'll never hit six figures. Like, no, no, like PayPal me link, a bunch of selfies, and the tools that I just talked about: my mind, my heart, my voice, my energetics. You are magic. Magic dwells within you. Step into your God-given power and use the tools you have, or come learn how to use the tools you have. Like, are you ready to love your life? Are you ready to love social media? Are you ready to like impact people, call them in, and then go live your best life? That's the thing I want to help you with. Do you have a gift? Do you have a talent that you don't know how to message properly, sell? Come, I'll teach you how to do it. Let's go. Come spend a couple months with me. Whether you do Magnetic Mind or the whole Business Builder Collective or Inner Circle is such a beautiful place. It's $377 a month and you get everything for a year. All my programs, all my masterminds, all my courses, you get everything in there. And we just work on things all the time and I'm connected to you. We have all the tools, but even if you didn't invest in anything, there's just like if you're here, like you're privileged. You have so many tools. So let me show you how to use your tools. Like, do you know what keeps blocking you? Is like, this is why I did Faithful. We were talking about like, I like to look at it as the ego. Some people like to look at it as a distraction of the devil or the distraction of the matrix programming, the whole media, the government, all that stuff. Like, your spirit in your human meat suit is like, we're limitless. God gave us all the power and all the tools. We got our heart, we got our mind, the power of imagination, we got our energy. But your human limits your spirit with the fears. And so then your soul, your spirit is like, come on, we came on the mission. We came to do the thing. But your fears, your distraction by the ego, the devil, matrix programming, it's keeping you stuck. You're like your soul is stuck in your body, screaming at you. This is where depression comes from. This is where it comes from like this emptiness feeling, frustration, anger. Like, listen, ladies and men that are watching this, at the end of our life, we are definitely not going to be proud of how organized our spreadsheets were and how well we budgeted in life. That's not at all what you're going to remember on your deathbed. The 90-year-old lady is like, oh, you should have went for it. You had everything at your fingertips. You're the youngest you'll ever be. Let's go. Do what you got to do. You got your mind. You got social media. You got support. You probably got Visa backing you up too. Like Visa believes in you. I believe in you. Everybody in here believes in you. With energetics, you get to call in people. And I really do believe like if you have active service, can you believe that like God universe will fund your mission because you're doing something good for the world? If I look at the world that like the businesses and people that are being funded like crazy money, they're doing good things in the world. You're not going to remember how proud you are that you organize your spreadsheets. That's not what you're going to remember. So this is me speaking to you, the one. I know. I know she's there and a few others, but I'm connecting with you, right? Like, just think about your desires, just think about your power. Like, why don't you believe? So, here's something else I want to ask you. This is going to be actually cool. When you think about your audience, you think about being on social media, whose power don't you believe in? Do you believe in your power, but you don't believe in people's power that they won't move, they won't buy? Like, whose power do you not believe in? Yours, theirs, or both? Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. Whose power do you not believe in? Yours, theirs, or both? Inner Circle rocks. Yes, for this next course. This next course is gonna be awesome. So, this is gonna be a little mind-blowing conversation. But even if you say you don't believe in other people's, okay, it's usually you that you don't believe in your power. Because even when we think about other people, those people are the people that are just in your head, or it's your ego, I like to call it at, which is just you. If you don't believe that people have money, that they won't move, that they won't do it, it's really a reflection of you not believing in their power, you not believing in your own power. Unless someone's obviously physically telling you no, and you have evidence, that's a real thing, but that's one person that was just not your aligned person yet. But most of our blocks about not believing in other people's power is like it's a us issue. And that's okay because this is why we do a lot of coaching around belief work because this is, again, energetics. Remember when I started, 99% of your blocks are all like your beliefs, not believing in your power, not believing in their power. Like it's all belief stuff. And so personal power is important and to do belief work because when you really, really believe in yourself, you would do more things in your business. You would go out for more opportunities. You would make more big, bold investments. You would if you really, truly believed in your power. If you have limiting beliefs and blocks and you're not fully claiming how great you are, then you also don't believe in their power to rise. So we got to work on our beliefs. We got to work on our power because That's the only way we're ever going to get better at something. And if you feel like, well, I'm not that good yet, then practice because the only way we ever get better at anything is to just do it. But at every level of power that you're in, you're a perfect match for people. Like I say this all the time, but you only have to be 10% ahead of someone to serve them 100%. You only have to be 10% ahead of someone to be at 100% service of them. You know enough. And it's your job to continue to show up in your passion, in your conviction, in your own authority, with your gifts and serve. You are miraculous. You have tools, you have energy, you have a heart, you have care, and you deserve to be seen for your gifts. You got to just show up and be seen. Your creation matters. It's someone's answered prayer. Your voice matters. It's the answer to someone's prayer. Someone's praying right now. I saw this quote. I shared it for those of you who are faithful with me. But I love this quote. It says, your talents are God's gifts to you. What you do with those talents is a gift to God. And I'm like, oh, like we have so many things to share with the world, but we're getting held back by the ego and the distractions. You're God's gift to the world. And if you don't like God, you say universe source. Your universe is source, God's gift to the world. And if your mission is like, I want to positively impact people, I'm not just doing this for the money, can you trust that God universe will fund your mission if you really just go all in and you trust and you do your best? Like, because God universe, like, I really do believe we get funded. The law of compensation is for those who really do act in service. Nothing limits you but your human fears. And nothing really controls you except your beliefs about you, about people, about the world. You know, I said this in Faithful, but we are not depressed because of the economy. The economy is depressed because we're depressed. The collective consciousness creates everything. And we get depressed because we've disconnected from our faith, our God-given powers, our consciousness, our ability to manifest, use our imagination. We're disconnected from that. We've forgotten our power. You have all the tools in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. You're distracted by the fears and the illusions, but nothing limits you but the fears. And nothing can control you and stop you and block you except your own beliefs. And one of the things that blocks us the most is our can't say that word. Our beliefs and guilt around like receiving money. Like, I don't want to take people's money. They don't have money. But remember what it creates? Oh, yeah. Progression, transformation. Selling's an act of service. Let go of the guilt. Unless you have something horrible to sell, which I don't believe that is, put the guilt down. If you have weird money beliefs around rich people, like you gotta work through that. I had a client having issues selling because she always had blocks around believing in people's power. It's just like, I believe I can do it, but I can't believe they can. But I'm like, but you exist, so they exist. Oh, yeah, right. Why do we like so another client of mine, she always had this pitiful light on her own audience. Like there's some sort of poor orphans, you know, from Oliver Twist. And I'm like, why do you see them this way? Rather than these abundant, powerful adults. That's how I see people. People have money. People are always buying. I'm surrounded by a powerful, abundant adults with power. I don't see people as orphans that are poor. Like, no, like you will always attract what you believe in. So the world's a mirror to you. Your social media is a mirror to you. You know, like why do you want to see people as broke and not powerful? Like that's all you're going to attract. Abundant, powerful adults. That's what I believe in. Speak to the ones who have power like you. Speak to their genius, speak to their potential, speak to their desire. Allure them with mystery and allure, you know? Speak and write. And here's another one I want to share with you guys. This is really important. When I used to go on live streams and be selling, your fears. So if you have fears of like, "Ah, what if my mother-in-law watches? What if people misunderstand me? What if I get judged? What if I get projected on?" Remember this, okay? There's always going to be duality. What you believe, there's going to be someone that believes in something opposite. Just let that go. That's reality. That's why personal power, emotional intelligence is really important. But your focus when you speak and you write is to only speak to the one, the ideal buyer, the one, and you speak from a place of they're going to love this. This is going to be amazing and rock their socks off. Because if you focus on the people who you are afraid of being, who are afraid of judging you, you're afraid of them saying you're salesy, then that's all you're going to see. And then you're going to talk to those people. Because People who hate people who talk about selling are always going to hate you talking about selling. That's the reality. People who hate me talking about this topic of impact and influence and womanhood are going to hate me talking about this. And they're going to hate you talking about it. Because people hate something, they hate everybody talking about it. So you can't just think this projection is all about you. Don't never take projections personally. People who do not like to talk about money, sex, God, religion are always going to hate when you talk about those topics. But who cares? Because they're not our people. So stop focusing on them. People who hate people talking about entrepreneurship and business will hate you talking about entrepreneurship and business. But again, who cares? They're not your people. Who's your business for? This is what you got to always remind yourself. Who is your business for? The entrepreneurs, the businesses, the people who want to elevate their lives. Oh, yeah, right. So start talking to them. And who cares about everybody else? Because what happens is when you know people hate talking about money and then you start focusing on the people hating talking about money, that's all you're talking to. You're not even talking to the people that love talking about money because what you focus on, you hit. So people who hate when you talk about spirituality and manifestation, who hate anybody talking about it, are also going to hate you talking about it. But again, who's your business for? People that are entrepreneurs and love spirituality. Oh, yeah, talk to them. Who cares about the rest? Like, these are the mindset shifts we have to have. I see this all the time. When you're talking to the people that you're afraid to talk, the things you're fearing, the people you're fearing showing up on your page, and you're trying to tweak yourself, it's like you're talking directly to them. You're not even talking to the people that love it. People who is your business for? Always ask yourself that before you go live, before you post something. Who's my business for? Oh, yes, entrepreneurs, the woman who wants it all, spiritual people, people who love money, who people who love business, who love spirituality. Okay. And then I just talk to those people because the people who hate all those topics, they don't matter. That's not who we're talking to, but we do this all the time. Well, people hate selling, so I'm going to keep talking to the people who hate selling, not talking to my ideal client. Who cares? Who is your business for? And then you directly speak to them. You speak to the one. Your ideal people. That's all that matters. There are people who hate all kinds of things that I talk about, but I don't care because they're not my people. My business is for you, who's here, that I'm talking to. When I write content, offers, like, pitching, I only think about, oh my gosh, my clients are going to love this. Oh my gosh, the people at Inner Circle are going to love the new social media program and the new sales program. Oh my God, and there's a speaking program. They have this like other thing coming. Oh my gosh, like that's how I get excited. That's how I speak to you guys. The people who are coming across my page again, I'm like, oh, these new people are going to love me. They're going to love this energetic side of business. No more hustle, no more pushing, no more feeling sales. They're going to love selling. Like, when I think about selling and writing about my stuff, I'm like, oh, they're gonna love this. Because again, remember we talked about transfer of energy? When I'm a yes, you're a yes. And the people that are a no don't like anybody talking about the things I'm talking about. And who cares? Who's my business for again? Oh yeah, spiritual entrepreneurs, women who want to empower the world. So I think about the people who are gonna love it. I'm like, whenever I channel, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. I can't wait. And that's all I keep thinking about is you, the one who loves it. And I speak it and I feel it and you feel it. And then we have this buzzy energy coming, like, but we often sabotage our own message, our own live stream, because all we think about is, oh no, who's gonna hate it? Oh my God, who's not gonna like it? Let me just maybe like not say it this way. Maybe I'll just kind of like, I'm gonna say it differently so the people who don't like talking about money don't get as annoyed. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then the people who are supposed to talk that want to talk about money goes on deaf ears. You gotta focus on who cares. Who's your business for? That's all that matters. Who cares about the rest? Who cares about the rest? Always think about people who's my business for? Focus on that. Focus on getting excited. And you imagine in your mind, because again, energetics, I imagine like happy people, people loving it, the hearts, yes, yes, yes. I'm a holistic coach, though. This is most people. I'm a holistic coach. And before I go live, I'm going to think about all the people who hate doing anything natural and just want a quick fix. What are the chances that my frequency is going to connect to the people who love holistic coaching? Zip. We sabotage ourselves by thinking about the people who will hate it. And so we hit it. Because what you talk about, think about, entangle about, you hit. And then you miss all the people that are wanting you to talk about it, you know? And for a lot of us women, this is the last piece, we shrink in our energy. We dim our power a lot in our voice because we're always trying to protect somebody else's feelings. Well, I don't want to say I have an amazing relationship. What about the people who are getting divorced? I don't want to talk about the abundance of my business because what about the people who are struggling? Who is your business for again? Oh, yeah. But I don't want to make people feel bad. And you know why we do this as women? And we dim. Anytime you see a woman shrink her energy and like her voice is small, it's because she's trying to protect somebody else's feelings. When a woman is being energetically smaller, it's because she's afraid of hurting people's feelings. And this is why I create programs like Goddess Code, to lead yourself first, because most of us women, all women, were conditioned with the good girl identity. And that doesn't work when you want to be a business and you want to be a powerful woman, attracting powerful people, and you want to move people because you need to be able to say what you got to say to the right people, knowing that, yes, you're going to make other people not feel good. One of the biggest reasons we shrink in our voice, in our copy, we tweak things. I don't want to be that annoying, is because we're avoiding the feelings of the feelings of our own power and then the feelings of other people that it get like that comes off when we're loud and we're convicted. Like people might get offended. What if I make someone feel less than? I don't want to do that. And this is again this whole good girl conditioning. Good girls are taught to be good girls. And what are good girls? Good girls don't make people feel bad. They just be nice. They always make sure that they curate what they say so nobody gets offended, right? But the truth is, you still offend people when you're quiet. Have you ever noticed that? So girls are taught to be good girls, and good girls don't make people feel bad. So don't take up space. Don't be too loud. Don't be too convicted. Don't be too bold. Don't be too confident. Don't be. Then we alter our power because we're afraid of the feelings we're going to feel, and we're afraid of offending people and other people's feelings. So this is the thing I'm going to say to you. Do not lower your power. Do not alter your power. Do not alter your voice. Raise the inner power. Raise your emotional power. Who is your business for? Who is this for? That's what you focus on. You can handle other people's feelings like they can handle their own feelings. You cannot be a woman of impact if every single time you go to do something, you alter your power, you tweak something just so you don't offend somebody. Raise the inner power. Do emotional intelligence work. Stand for your mission. Stop altering your voice and your message and energy to protect other people. Raise your inner power. And remember this too. Your purpose is not connected to anyone else's opinion. Stand for the mission. And I'm telling you something. Every person that ever accomplished something great, they dared to act as if they were chosen. Not because they were special, but because they believed in their dreams and they believed in their tools and they believed in the universe and they just went for it. Every single person that I know is so powerful that accomplished anything, they dared to act as if they were the chosen one. Again, not because they're special, but because they're like, I believe in this and I'm going for this and that's it. You get to choose yourself to be the chosen one. That's how it works. But you got to get out of that whole good girl identity crap. I was so happy when I found you. I know. I was so happy too. Jackie just found me on the internet in the middle of the night, and then she joined like my mastermind in the summer and then joined Inner Circle right away. She didn't know me before. She found one live stream. That was a replay. Because again, if I do it now, it's going to be amazing on the replay. Good for me now, good for me later. This is the vibe. Everything I'm teaching you is real. And I'm telling you, like, I used to be the most shyest person. I used to lose marks presenting in school because I felt like speaking in front of people was worse than death. And I had this desire. All of us do. The things we're afraid to do, it's like our soul's like, hey, you chose this, so you got to move through it. But we have to because I empower people because I'm not like, it was easy for me and I just showed up. It's like, I show you, you can do this because I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. I could not do it. I was shy. I had low self-esteem. I feared lives. I used to lose marks in school. And now here we are, practice and owning my power, working on my emotional intelligence. What Inner Circle is. If you want to work on everything, your emotional intelligence, your body, your voice, your leadership, your personal power. It's why I created Inner Circle because it's like, It's the map of all the success and things you want. But you got to work on it. I worked on all this stuff. And one of the most important things is like no more good girl. And I stopped focusing on people who didn't like it and I just focused on the people who did. And I stopped getting all in my head about people who were going to misunderstand it. I just cared about the one. I spoke to the one. I know I was meant to do great things. I know I was meant for more. I know I have gifts and talents that I still haven't even unlocked, but I keep unlocking more, and so do you because you wouldn't be here. We're an energetic match. I really believe what my heart and soul beats for, your heart and soul beats for. We really do. We might have different missions or similar missions, but there's a reason. There's no coincidence in the world. And if you feel like this reality that I have doesn't feel right, and you know your soul's destined for more, join me. Whether you do a year with me and everything that I create, whether you go first, which is another place to start. It's $111 a month. You get a new course every month to work on something. There's so many courses in there. No commitment, $111 a month. Inner Circle is $377 a month, and it is a year commitment, but you can do the payment plan. Or you do the Business Builder Collective, $1,111 on pre-sale right now, and you get magnetic media, you get the speaking course, you'll get Arab online influence, you will get also branding course, and then you're going to get the whole sales program mastermind. You'll have a few months with me and you can get that whole thing. You can do payment plans if you do. You can do it in two different installments or three installments. It's $1,111 right now. It is such a steal. Like, let's go if this is right for you. And if not, stay connected to this. There's so many master classes that I still have up. Not all of them. I do take them down like this one. But if you know you're meant for more, you know you got the tools. You just need to learn how to use your mind correctly, your energy correctly, how to get the whole energetic strategies, posting social media. Like, we get to have it all. Like, it gets to be magical, it gets to be fun. And we're starting Magnetic Media on April 8th. And right now it's $388.88, which is such a steal. So if you need more questions, you want more clarity, come into my DMs. I will voice note you. Come. We have cookies. I don't have cookies, but maybe. So this is it. And this is what we're going to be doing. And tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, tomorrow's Saturday, but Sunday, I'm going to do a draw. So any draw that you do win, I will allow you to use towards the bundles and the pre-sales as well for this time only. But once the prices go up, the prices go up. So just keep an eye on things if you're feeling pulled to something, so I can hook you up with that. But social media, it's a great tool. We're in the era of online influence. This is for womanhood. Okay. We're beaming in each other's screens around the world, empowering people. Like, this is a great time in history. And if you're really spiritual, there is a huge awakening coming. For those of us here impacting people, the new earth is going to be amazing and beautiful and magical. So thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to do another masterclass. I will have a final riff for you guys. It won't be like a long thing, but I'm gonna do something for you guys Sunday as well. Something was coming through. It hasn't come fully yet through, but who knows what will come through. I do channel a lot and I listen to your responses, so things come through, but I will have a final riff on Sunday as well, and then we'll do the draw. And then I'm going to be launching the branding of Magnetic Media Saturday. So look out for that. I'm really proud of it. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, this is it. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you go back and listen. The way our mind works is usually we hear things that we need to hear. And the way that I design things, there's a lot of energetic codes in here. And so you will notice when you come back to listen, you're going to hear something else, and then you'll hear something else. There's a lot of magic in here. And this will be used towards something that's paid. So binge it for free while you can. Bring a friend, tag, share, subscribe, buy, moving you. But move somewhere in your life. Whether you're moving from everything I talked about, because there are examples I gave you guys, start applying it. Make movement today. Now is the only point in our life that we change anything. Once now is gone, now is gone. But this is the only point of time that we can change anything. So, April 8th, yes, you're my angel. So many things I learned from you. Oh, I love you so much. And thank you so much for sharing. So, everybody who's been sharing, whether the live stream or tagging me, I'm going to be in that draw. Some of you might win 80% off, and it's cool. And I have a couple gifts too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. I love you. I'm happy to find you. I'm happy I found you too. Okay, I love you. And if you're complete with this masterclass, stay tuned. There will be more masterclasses later this year. I love doing this. I think it's such a beautiful way for us to connect. If you're a coach and mentor, highly recommend. I will be teaching a little course on masterclasses and creating programs as well later on in the year. But masterclasses are amazing. Like the connection is beautiful. And next time I want to do it is do it on Zoom so I can look at you guys and we can chat more. But this time I decided just to come here live streaming alone. Sometimes this man agenda gets a little distracted. But thank you so much. I love you. I will see you on the internet. And if you're in the tuition draw, I will see you guys Sunday. And I'll come in with a little riff as well. Every sentence is magic. Ah, he's so sweet. I love you. Okay. Have the most amazing weekend. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you so much. I love you.